Okay, here is a more detailed video of all the gear that I use. Okay, that is a Givey Trekker Outback 58 liter top case. 58 liters is big. I could put my helmet in there when if I want to go someplace and I gotta lock it up, the helmet fits in there, as does all of this stuff. And it locks, or I can, as you can see, take it off of the mounting plate, bring it into the tent, bring it into the house, whatever. It's easy to operate and carries everything I need. These are Frog Tog pants and jacket. I swear that's a great, inexpensive rain suit. It does a great job. It's solid material, very durable, and I've ridden in the rain a bunch, and every time I come back dry. Remember when I said I scalded the bag on my last video? My Nelson rig bag touched the pipe. Well, guess what was sitting in the bag just above that? Luckily, it's just kind of up here by the button in the zipper. Okay, these are Velazio thermal battery operated heated gloves. Okay, I normally don't ride with these because they're a little bulky and it doesn't have quite the feel, on the grips. But when it was cold out in the mornings, especially when I first started the last trip I was on, I needed something bulkier than my everyday riding gloves. So I got these. I like them. I use them for hiking, hunting, fishing, ice fishing, and then riding when I need them. All right. You can change them from, that's hot, that's medium, that's low. It's easy to do. You can do this while you're riding if you have cruise control or come to a stoplight. Okay. So I like those. They are rainproof. So I did wear those in the rain and hands were warm and dry. I like these. They weren't too expensive. Bought them on Amazon. Again, Velazio thermal. All right. And then there's the socks. I do use, oops, sorry about that. Then there's the socks. And they have a battery that you plug in here. It's got a little pocket that you stuff the battery in that fits into the boots. They do a good job. The gloves are okay to good. The socks are just kind of okay. They're, kind of a beefy sock, so I do wear those even when I don't put the batteries in. Same company, and they're fine. Like when I'm hunting and it's frigid out in December, those will help take that that real sting off. Okay. Air pump. Bought this at Dick's while I was on the trip because I left the one that I have at home. I thought I could get away with using my tire pump to blow up my air mattress. And after 30 minutes, I decided, big mistake. So I went and bought this. So it's the second one I have. This actually plugs into my inverter. And my inverter plugs into my 12-volt outlet on the bike, and it takes literally 30 seconds to blow up my air mattress. Jetboil, okay, you all seen those. I like it because this has a French press with it. It's really the only thing I use it for. I make coffee. I bring coffee on the trip. I gotta have my coffee. And this thing does a good job. I like it. This is a Benchmade. It's SV90 steel. Love this knife. It's good for splitting wood. It's good for everything. You can baton on this thing, like when I'm making kindling and use a log to baton, this thing splits right through it. This is a sharp knife, man, and it holds an edge forever. I haven't sharpened this knife in the 4 years that I've owned it. I love this thing. I can't remember the name of it. Okay. These are from the Tusk Pilot bags that I had, but when I got rid of the bike, I kept those inserts, 35 liters. Durable. I like them. I've burned holes in them. I think they all have. So there was a hole there. There's a hole there. I've burned the shit out of them. I'm going to buy new ones. Okay. These are the Tusk spoons, right? I like these because this has the 32 millimeter rear axle nut and the 27 millimeter front. So not only are they spoons, but they'll also let me take off the tire if I need to. I have found in the few times that I've changed the tires, I need this and those to accomplish the job. Okay. It's just, those two alone just weren't enough. And it's hard, man. That big rear tire, ugh, what a pain in the ass. This is my tool belt. It's a Tusk tool roll, but these are all my own tools. It's just basically everything I need to change out just kind of your regular whatever. Here's a pro tip, man. When you're at home in your garage and you're doing some work on your bike, maybe you're changing something out or adding something or doing maintenance or whatever, only use your tool bag tools. And that's going to tell you whether or not you have the proper tools in your tool bag, right? And I recommend you try and do everything. Go and torque all the bolts. You can find the torque specs online someplace or get the service manual. But only use this, and you're going to find out whether or not you're equipped to do a repair in an emergency on the side of the road or in the backwoods. A couple of spare tires and a patch kit. Sorry about that. This Nex POW thing here. This is a real professional video I'm taking. I'm not prepared. Okay, this is a jumper box, right? And it also will charge your phone, and there's a light on it. Okay, I don't know how to remember how to use it. Oh, there you go. Don't use it for that too much. I've never had to jump the bike, but what I do is when I sleep at night with a TV on. I always have, my whole life, ever since I've been a young buck. I sleep with the TV on, and I can't go to sleep without the TV. So what I do is I plug my phone into this and put it on some YouTube video or some Netflix show, and this thing keeps me happy. Okay, Fanuc. This is a couple things. Air compressor, right? And so you can just adjust what you want and hit the button. Bingo bango. Easy peasy. It also has a light, and it also has a USB out port. So you could charge that. So it's kind of dual purpose here, but this is just in case of emergency. I know it might be a little bit of overkill and a little heavy, but God forbid the bike needs to jump. And so whatever, I got this. I think this is just I think I got this from Walmart or whatever. I needed the 300 watt inverter because the air pump was blowing the fuse on the 100 watt or 125 watt that I had. So I needed to get a bigger one, which I did. Okay. None of that stuff is important. It's just clothes. This tent. Let me talk about this bag. I don't even know what they call it at Walmart. I literally bought it last week because I found out that I just didn't have enough space. Normally I keep my camping stuff in this and would stuff my pillow or whatever into the top case, but I had more stuff than normal, so I needed more carrying capacity. Went to Walmart and got this thing, and what does it say? Some outdoor product. That's it, outdoor product. I got to give it up. Very durable, like this is heavy duty material, and I stuff it with, this is my tent. I got a Coleman Sundome 2-man, 3-man, whatever. I've had that thing for a few years. Nothing but good things to say about it. It fits me. It fits my hiking tour. Double sleeping pad. Well, it's not a double sleeping pad when you're 6'3", 215 pounds. It's a single man sleeping pad. Does a good job though. It takes up almost the entire floor footprint of the tent, but it fits, blows up real easy. Comes with a bag that you can, manually blow up, but that's why I got those things. I'm not spending time blowing it up when I can do that. Got this Cascade camp chair, right? It was on sale at Costco. It didn't have the box or something like that. I think I paid $25. This thing folds out and it sits up, and I like it a lot. It's very comfortable. I bring that everywhere on every camping trip. I also bring a tarp. It's a big old tarp. I don't know, 8 by 10, 8 by 12, something like that, with a bunch of paracord for the corners, and I tie it up on a tree. This RKA tank bag, it came with my 650 when I bought it off the dude. He just gave it to me, and I gotta tell you, I see no need to replace it. It's very functional. It has this top portion, which if you unzip it will expand up to about this tall, right? And then the bottom portion, right? It's got this where I keep my eyeglass towel, right? And some chapstick and maybe a piece of gum or whatever. And I keep my registration up in here, right? And the only problem is it's strapped onto the bike with these clips, right? The straps and clipped. So every time I gas up, I got to undo those front two and lay the bag over the seat and then get into the tank. It's a minor inconvenience. And because it was free, I will continue to deal with the inconvenience because I don't want to spend $100 or $200 on a tank bag. Screw that. GoPro stuff. This glass cleaner. Remember I was, on my last video, I was talking about Calci, CALSCI.com. That's the guy who builds the windshield. Well, if you go on his website, there is a wealth of information about all kinds of stuff. Camping, riding, suspension, investing, all this stuff. Well, what he also has is the ingredients for this cleaner. I'm telling you, it's the best window cleaner. It leaves no streaks whatsoever. It's fabulous. If I can find it, I think I have it printed or something, bookmarked someplace. I'll get it. Go to calci.com, search for his ingredients for his window cleaner. It is well worth it. I keep some of it in the house I do the windows in this whole house in the springtime with that formula. It's excellent. Olight headlamp, right? This is a rechargeable. You can put it on when I'm in camp, put it on the head, or just take it off and walk around. It comes with 3 light modes. And that brightest one, man, at night, I'm telling you, that thing gets and goes. And then I recently bought this, I don't know, maybe a year ago, this Gordon multi-tool. It's a good multi-tool, but I never use it. I bring it and I never use it. It's got a knife, a gut hook, a couple files. I just have not needed it, but I still bring it because always be prepared, right? Okay. These are the Alpine Star Corzal Dry Star boots. These have been great. They're super comfortable. I wear a size 13. They're super comfortable, right? They've been in rain. I don't know how many miles I've got on these things. 15,000, 20,000 miles. It wouldn't be 20 because I didn't put that many miles on the 650. But 13,000 on this one, plus, 4 or 5 on the other thing. So whatever. 15 to 18,000 miles. I really like these boots. They're very comfortable. They're waterproof, easy on, easy off, buckle down. You can change how taut you want the buckles. You can pull this as tight as you want. Have no issues. You can walk in them. The only problem is the right one squeaks. So when you're walking, everybody hears you coming because it squeaks. Probably not a characteristic of, you know, all of their boots, but mine got them, so whatever. Speaking of that, you see the Crocs. You laugh, old man style, but tell you what, after you've been riding around in these things for 8, 9, 10 hours, these babies are a relief. Okay, these riding pants, I just bought them, I think, I don't know, maybe at my local shop or something. They're nothing special. These are Fly. They do have, I thought they had knee pads. I guess not. They did have hip pads, these hip pads, but they are better than nothing, but not by much. Okay, these are my Kuiu long underwear, thermal underwear. I can't say enough about these. One, they keep me super warm, right? But two, for our concern, is when you get all geared up and you're riding in the morning and it's cold, spring day mostly, it's gonna warm up. And at that time, you're probably not gonna need those. So for instance, yesterday I was driving from Du Bois, Pennsylvania to my home. All right, it was a 350-mile ride. In the morning, I needed those. But by noon, I didn't need them anymore, right? And so instead of having to strip down my boots and my riding pants and all that stuff, these unzip, right, on the sides. You just open the Velcro here, unzip these on both sides, pull them right off. It works great. They're very comfortable, they're very warm, and they matches my Kuiu thermal top. It's got a little, I don't know, mock turtleneck or whatever. This with my base layer, this is just a dry fit long sleeve. I wear this all the time. I got 2 of them now. But this is always my base layer, and then this always goes over it. I don't always wear this. I don't always wear that, but I always wear that. And I'm sorry, I don't always wear this. If it's a warm day out, I'm just this and that, okay? But for this ride that I went on, base layer, thermal wear, shirt, not really necessary. Don't always wear it. When it was cold, I put this jacket on and then under that. And then when it's warm, it's just this and that, all right? This is the Orvis Pro Guide Series jacket. This is my second one. I love this jacket. This thing does a tremendous job of cutting the wind, blocking all of that cool air, and keeping you warm. It's not heavy at all. The reason I brought it on this trip is because I could put it underneath my jacket and I wouldn't feel like it's so bulky in the arms or whatever and uncomfortable. Never felt anything but comfortable and warm when I need it. This thing's a great jacket. I use it to walk the dog in the wintertime. I use it as one underneath my camo when I go hunting. I've used it to go fishing in the springtime. It's a great jacket. I highly recommend it. I really like this thing. This is the MSR Voyager jacket. I've had it for a couple of years. I love it. I think it's a great jacket. I really hemmed and hawed whether to get the Voyager or their Explorer jacket, which is a more expensive coat, a little bit heavier and stuff. Man, I could not use a heavier coat. This thing is super durable. I mean, that is some tough fabric. So I feel very protected. It does have elbow, shoulder, and back protection. It's not too bulky, but it is definitely a heavy coat. So in the summertime, it can be a little warm. However, there is vents here and there, here and there, and then on the back, there's 2 here and there. So there is venting, okay? And is it enough when it's 85 degrees out? Well, maybe not. I don't know. You can unzip it a little bit, I guess, but I feel very protected in this coat, and I wear it all the time. I can count the number of times on one hand that I've taken my bike out without wearing this jacket. And those have been around the block here. So I always put it on. all the gear all the time, right? Helmet and coat. Don't always wear the boots. I do have some other boots like big hikers or something, but always the gloves, the helmet, and the jacket. It has a rainproof pocket here, rainproof zipper, right? Another chest pocket here. I keep, things in there. I wear this when it's kind of raining, maybe a light rain or something, or a brief rain. If it's going to be a long sustained rain, I put the frog togs on. But if it's just a light rain or, a drizzle or whatever, this is fine. Okay, I've worn this in a decent rain, and the only thing that got wet was down, around my waist, right up underneath here. So 2 pockets here, one, this one, and then it has this pouch for your hydration thing, which I packed for this long trip that I just went on and didn't use it once. Never even filled it up. Just had the thing dangling, looking like a dork. There is a pocket inside here on both sides. Inside, right? So easy to get to, right? I like the jacket. I highly recommend it. I think you should buy it. If you're I got one in double XL. There was a time when I weighed about 40 or 50 pounds more than I do now. So I got things I used to buy double XL all the time. Now I don't need it, but I keep it because if I got to load up with all of this base layer stuff, then, whatever. I'm not cramped. I don't like tight clothes. Okay. The Scorpion XO AT 950 modular helmet. This is what they would call a budget modular helmet, right? It's on the low end. It weighs a little bit. And people think it's windy. Well, I've had this thing for 3 years now. And I tried to get some other helmets. I tried out an LS2 Avant. And that thing was so loud I couldn't take it after about a week. Tried to return it, and the dealer would not let me return it. So I had to sell it, and it was a big bummer because I was bummed out. Lost money on that deal. Anyway, it's got a chin vent, upper vent. It's got this removable peak, okay? This is a double X large. I recommend you go down in size. I should have got the large. As a matter of fact, I did get the large. They sent it to me. I put it on. It was too tight. I sent it back, put this on because it was more comfortable. Well, now, here 3 years later, this is too big, which is why I'm wearing the baklava. But functionally, this thing has everything. It's got the modular. It's got the, for heaven's sakes, hard to do with one hand, right? And then it has the drop-down visor, right? The removable peak. You can take all of those pads out and everything, clean them if you need. And then, of course, you can add your own comm system. We'll talk about that in a second. This helmet has everything that I think a modular can use. I could use a smaller one, a little tighter fitting one to, just maybe block out a little bit more of the wind noise. But I'm coming to find out, man, you can do whatever you want. Try every windscreen you can possibly think of. Wind noise is going to be a function of riding a motorcycle. Just get used to it. Wear earplugs, which I do. I forgot to bring those over. I wear Decibels, their new 31 dB reducing molded earplugs. So I rode those the whole way. You need them, especially when you get older. I'm telling you, man, if you're young and you're not wearing earplugs, which I never did when I was young, I listened to music really loud. I wore helmets that didn't have any protection. I wore a shell when I had a Harley. Well, guess who has tinnitus now at 59 years old? And his ears are bugging him. And now I've got a MRI scheduled for this week to see what's cooking in there. Protect your ears, man, and your eyes and everything. You only get one of those. They don't make spares. So protect your ears. Put earplugs in, man. Don't be a dork. Cardo Freecom 4 Plus system. I've had this for 3 years. I've had it as long as I've had this helmet. I added it. And man, this thing works great. I love it. It works with Siri. It's tied in, Bluetooth with my iPhone, and then I can make the CarPlay ride. I'll show you that in a minute. This thing works great. I can take calls. I can use Siri to send texts, look for directions, and of course, play music. It's great. I love it. And I would absolutely get another one. As a matter of fact, if I got another helmet, they sell like all the stuff that you can, everything except this, right? They sell all this stuff that you can use and apply to your other helmet. Then all you got to do is swap out the unit itself to each helmet. So that's a great idea. I think that's a really good idea. And then these Cortec gloves, these, again, on the low end of riding equipment, but man, I love them. They are comfortable. I need a new pair. This Velcro is starting to fail on the left one, but they work. I like them. I'm all about things that work, and if they cost less, awesome. That's my fave. For my bags, I went with the Nelson Rig Hurricane soft bags. I have the Tusk Pilots on my V Strom 650. I liked them a lot. Quite functional, super durable. But I thought these looked a little bit better. And capacity is about the same, but I like the formed, shape of these things. So I've had good luck with them. You can stuff a bunch of stuff in there. They're waterproof. The Tusk Pilots and these Nelson Rig, they have a bunch of straps. Like, you got to strap this up to the bike, right? In 4 places around there to make sure that it's. And then you have these straps going across, and then you have these straps going diagonally. There's a lot of straps. I never ride with a passenger because I've got so many straps. I don't have anybody I ride with, but even if I did, there's all these straps. So that might be a problem for you. You can get away from that if you added racks, right? You can add racks to this thing, and then you wouldn't have to muddy up the pillion seat. But I had racks on my 650. I just didn't feel like putting in the expensive racks on these. I paid the price because I burned the bottom of these, but now I've got this exhaust tape here and here, and I'll get new insert bags. It's all good. I ran in the rain in Lake Placid last week for 4 hours, and it rained pretty good. Also ran to Vermont, and it was raining. None of my stuff was wet, not one thing. Everything was dry, even despite the patchwork there and the patchwork on the insert bags. I like them. I prefer these soft bags over the hard bags. My wife parks a Bronco right here, and you can see we got crap everywhere. I have a limited space here, and I just don't want the extra width that hard bags give. Second, I want to be able to stuff this thing and see how this is flexible. If I got to pack a little bit more in, then I can. If they're hard bags, I can't. I am restricted by the structure of the hard bag. And then the other thing too is safety. If you're riding on a BDR or something like that and you happen to take a tumble, those bags could hurt you. I'm not saying they would. There's a lot of people that use hard bags. Probably a majority of them have never fallen down and hurt themselves, but it's possible. But the other thing is, if you do fall or drop the bike, those things, these Nelson Rigs, nothing. What are you going to do? Get a scuff? Wipe it off. On those hard bags, if they're damaged, you're buying new ones and they're expensive. So that's why I chose these. It hauls everything. You saw all the gear that I hauled if you watched the last video. There's a ton of it. All right, let's talk about this thing. It's been out for, a couple years or so. I remember when I first saw it, I thought, man, that looks like a great idea. I I think I would like to get one of those, but I wanted to wait and see what people thought about them and everything like that. I got one. I got the 702 Pro, and I love it. This thing has worked great. It is a excellent tool for riding. I have full Apple CarPlay, and I can take a call, receive a call, texts, use Siri. All of it will operate on here. I have all the different maps. The Gaia system that had all of the BDR routes and a big route that I created from Michigan to Maine. And I could follow it right on there. Onyx, Rever. Now Rever, you can't really, I couldn't record. I couldn't start recording. I had to start recording from my phone, and half the time I forgot, which really sucks because I wanted the whole thing documented. Spotify, podcasts, all of that stuff. This thing works great, man. I have not had a single issue. Can be a little finicky getting it paired up and everything, but I stumbled onto it, and if I'm able to figure it out, you guys will be able to figure it out too. I think it's an excellent addition. I think it's a really fair price. Yes, I was stuck on the BDR at some point where I lost some connectivity and the route kind of halted, like the map went blank. But I just found a high point in the road, stopped, and just waited for it. So it always came back. I'm sure there's areas that it's not going to, and in that case you would need like a Garmin or something like that. But for my purposes, I really like this unit a lot. So anyway, that's all the gear that I got and use and have bought. I was really kind of, sorry. How about those things? Amazon, dirt cheap. And you can change colors, right? I added a switch to it, and you can I run those all the time, and then at night if you wanted to. I never ride at night, but you could. But these were, I swear to God, I think they were like 20 or 30 bucks, and I wired them up. There's a couple of relays in here, and it goes to this switch. Again, if I'm able to figure that out, you could. I actually think if somebody was more ambitious, I had thought about it, you could actually get these wired into the high beam switch, and the yellow ones, the daytime running light, you could get those wired into the headlight. But I didn't feel with dorking around with it, so I just put the switch on there. It's fine. I think that's everything. Was I critical of anything? I don't think so. But the stuff I got works, and that's all I care about. So, all right, thanks for watching.